And the results are kind of surprising to me in one respect, in that a little more than 1 in 4 students, 28%, think their tuition is not a good investment, which means that about 3/4 of those surveyed do. So, in all the news that we've been hearing about student loan debt and the cost of higher education, I would have thought it would probably have been a little more maybe split down the middle between, well, essentially the haves and have-nots. Those who can't afford tuition, particularly to higher price universities, and those who are struggling and finding themselves mounting student loan debt. So I thought that number probably would have been a little bit higher. The tuition, and we talked a second about the spiraling costs. 1 in 3 students think federal government should not provide loans for people attending schools with expensive tuition. And then about half say, which means that there are 2/3 that think that they should. I think that's kind of a dangerous precedent, because at what point, because college is expensive across the board, at what point, where's the dividing line between what's expensive and what isn't? I mean, it's all relative, particularly in what state you live in. Well, again, I think it's relative, and I think it pertains a lot to the field of study. But overall, though, I think when it comes to colleges, and I think the greatest generation, I think the one misstep that came out of the great generation post depression was this notion that you have to go to college to get a job. And I think too many people are caught in that mindset, because you go to college to get an education. And then from there you go on a postgraduate school, those type of things. The idea that you go to college and you think that you're entitled to a job when you get out, I think that's kind of flawed thinking. And I think we need to kind of get out of that mentality in ways, maybe emphasize more trade schools or even the military as an option for career training, rather than spending tens and thousands of dollars for 4 years and then coming out with essentially nothing to show for it.